Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Essay. My name is Sean, and today we're going to be looking at Doomsday Clock issue number 4. So, hot damn, guys, is Doomsday Clock good? But it is so hard to explain sometimes. But really, yeah. So, so anyway, let's pick up with this issue. So, what we do is we're looking at and we're focusing mainly on Rorschach this episode, and also just in this issue. We're going to be looking at the whole issue is basically just surrounded about who this new Rorschach is, and basically how has he come about, what is his origin, and so on. So we see the Batman has left Rorschach in Arkham Asylum, all right? And being a character of Rorschach, it's he's being very difficult, obviously, all right? In terms of like, they have him in restraints, they have him in different confines. I mean, there's a whole point where he bites off another prisoner's ear, and then they have to put him in solitary confinement. There's even a cute little snippet of Dr. Freeze actually seeing Rorschach. Now, we meet up with this during, obviously, he's having psychological sessions. So we meet up with Dr. Matthew Mason, who is obviously the house psychologist and so on. And he's trying to talk to Rorschach and how he came into contact with Batman and so on, and how he even knows the Batman. And Rorschach is obviously, he's thinking to himself, don't give him anything. Yeah, sure, he's a nice guy and whatever. But we understand later Rorschach's affiliation to psychologists. And we see this when we flash back to Rorschach's life. So we understand that he is the son of a psychologist, number one, who treated the original first Rorschach, all right? And everyone must have probably seen him in the first Watchmen movie. So we find out that this guy, his name is Reggie Long, who's the son of Dr. Malcolm Long, which is the psychologist. So we understand that even his relationship to psychologists, I guess, could be a bit sour, because in his head he understands what his dad did to try to understand the original Rorschach, to understand other prisoners and other patients. So he's not falling for any of that psychologist crap, I guess. Now, what happened is that after Adrian Veidt, so this is Ozymandias, after he's planned to unite the world with the common enemy, after that whole thing happened, all right, the effects of the survivors messed up a lot of people, and Reggie is one of these people, right? Being so close to the event, even now his mind plays tricks on him of what is real and sometimes it looks like he's seeing aliens, or sometimes he looks like he's seeing zombies or dead people. So it's very messed up. So this is before he's in Arkham Asylum. He actually gets sent to an asylum by his family, all right, because of these effects from the alien, from this alien plan of Ozymandias. And as he's struggling, he meets a man who was part of the Minutemen, who were, I guess the team before the Watchmen, and he meets a man called Mothman. Now, Mothman was part of the original Watchmen, as I said, the Minutemen, and now he meets this guy right on top of the roof. I think it's a very it's a very weird encounter, because he meets the guy at an asylum butt naked, and he thinks he's actually about to jump off the roof and commit suicide. So this is what Reggie is thinking of Mothman. But at the end of the day, you see Mothman, he's butt naked, but he ends up flying, and he flies away somewhere and so on. But the thing is here is that Mothman goes ahead and he basically does these exchanges. So he gets people's bed sheets and their bed springs, and he creates basically wings and a contraption to fly and grab things. So he actually goes around and he grabs like even old files of Reggie's father and the original mask of Rorschach and so on, and other like cool little gifts. Not only that, he also teaches Reggie that, listen, he wasn't much of a good fighter, but he also teaches Reggie how to fight. Now, the third thing I think which is very powerful is that he teaches Reggie basically, you can tell your mind what you want to see. I guess this is to help Reggie in terms of the things that he sees due to this whole alien invasion and so on. So while obviously they're in the asylum, Mothman teaches Reggie how to cover and control his mind, also how to fight through his experience as being a crime fighter, being around others who were good at fighting, and Mothman even goes so far as to get a whole bunch of things, and like I said, really cool gifts. But one of them is Walter Kovac, the original Rorschach's diary. Now, once Reggie finds out that, like the rest of the world, that Ozymandias' plan was a lie, and the world wanted him dead, and so does Reggie. Reggie determines that Ozymandias needs to die. All right, so this is enough, and he wants revenge. So he plans an escape with Mothman and burns down the asylum. In the final moments, actually, which is kind of weird, of escaping, Mothman ends up disappearing into the flames. I think he died, but in the comics, like, who knows? That's how comic books work. But it's so cool because at the end there are these snippets, and you're seeing these letters that Mothman writes to his sister. It would actually give you the sense that Mothman was very depressed, actually, and it seemed like he had a pretty big inheritance waiting for his sister, actually, if he died, though it looks like his family never wrote to him anyway. So anyway, this is the first, we see this iteration now. This is the first time Reggie dons the Rorschach mask, and after some time finds Ozymandias, and as he's about to kill him, he comes to a realization that the guy is basically pathetic. He himself, Ozymandias, he finds him in a state where his plan has failed, he has a brain tumor, and obviously the only person he trusts to operate on himself is himself, because Adrian Veidt is that narcissistic. So he ends up trying to help Dr. Manhattan. I mean, not help. He ends up trying to help Ozymandias to actually find Dr. Manhattan, who can save the world. And then that's where we jump into the current time. We understand because Reggie hasn't told anyone any of this, alright, or even his name. His cell name is basically John Doe. And during one of the late nights of a fellow prisoner, actually, she ends up introducing herself, and this is basically how it ends. And she introduces herself as Jane Doe. God damn, I need to put my phone on silent when I do these videos. And yeah, so that's basically it. I think at the end of it, we see that the psychologist that was treating Reggie, obviously in Arkham Asylum, Dr. Matthew Manson, it's actually Batman in disguise. So you can see like he's trying to spy on him and find out what's going on and so on, to see if what he's saying is really true, which is so like Batman to not rule out anything. But yeah, that's it. I think it was a really good issue. I really liked getting to understand more of who Rorschach was. I just want more development in terms of the story. I guess I'm just waiting for Dr. Manhattan. I'm waiting for people to team up in the DC universe. I want to see what's going on with Ozymandias and the comedian and Lex Luthor. And yeah, but anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to support us on Patreon, the Patreon link is below. You want to follow me on Twitter, you can. The link is also below. I've also attached the playlist and to these end annotations, so please feel free to look through the rest of the Doomsday Clock playlist to catch up. And yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Cheers.